going to prove to you that the Democrats actually agree with a lot, actually spot on with what Donald Trump is doing as it relates to tariffs. But because it's Donald Trump, they don't want nothing to do with it. It's bad. It's horrible. It's the threat to democracy, right? First, I'm going to show you this clip that's going viral again from 1998, where Donald Trump was on Oprah explaining how he'd make our allies pay their fair share. Today, he did just that.
Last year, criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me. And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. But I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
What do you think of this year's presidential race, the way it's shaping up?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. I think that probably George Bush has an advantage in terms of the election. I think that probably people would say that he's got like that little edge in terms of the incumbency, et cetera, et cetera. But I think Jesse Jackson's done himself very proud. I think Michael Dukakis has done one hell of a job. And George Bush has done a hell of a job. You know, they all went in there sort of as semi-underdogs, including George Bush, and they've all come out. I think people that are around all three of those candidates can be very proud of the jobs they've done.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined. I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing. This country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Shout out to Trump, man. Shout out to Donald Trump. This guy predicted his future, and also low-key kept it real. He said, hey, I'm not going to rule it out totally. He's tired of seeing the company ripped off, and boom, look at him today. Out here making sure that he get to get our taxes, well, tax these, add tariffs, which is basically taxing these other countries. I heard it's taxing us. It's only fair. It's only right. But yeah, when somebody says, was this when Trump was bankrupting his casinos? This dude just put us on a speed run towards a major recession overnight, but y'all will still slide on it. Wow. In 1988, this was economically correct. Today, it's not. The world economy has shifted to the point where it's no longer valuable without serious repercussions. These repercussions will be felt by the American people by the next 5 to 10 years. Listen, we're trying to put America. All he's trying to do is put America first. He's trying to make sure that, hey, we're not getting ripped off by these other countries. I won't sit here and act like I have a thorough understanding of tariffs and how they operate and stuff like that. However, me gaining the level of understanding that I do have, man, I realize that it's gonna take a little. We're gonna have to be stretched. It's gonna get bad before it get good. I'll say that. Now, check this clip out. Liberals.
Wait a minute. What did you say inflation was when Biden took over?
I said inflation was up at high at 9%. It's now down to 3.2%.
No.
Uh-oh, watch how she correct him.
He took over from Trump, it was 1.4%.
Yeah, and there was also $8 trillion
because
in debt,
Biden
though.
says it was at 9%, and I don't want you to get confused with his.
That was debunked.
His,
lies.
With
Biden's lie. So why did I show you this clip right here? Oh my gosh, because you got people out here blaming Trump and inflation and tariffs for stuff that ain't even happened yet. Oh, you don't believe me? This NY shopper says because of Trump's tariffs, she just paid more than twice as much for some groceries. Fun fact, those tariffs aren't in place yet.
Hey, Kelly, so we're here in Teterboro, Costco on one side, a Walmart right behind me. We've been talking to a lot of people who in many cases are doing their weekly shopping. And the common refrain we've heard is that prices were already going up and they are worried they could go up even more and that the consumer is feeling very stressed. We heard from one woman who even said that the same basket of groceries that she regularly buys has now effectively doubled. Take a listen.
I feel like the prices are ridiculous now. It's to the point where it's going to be harder for people to shop because the prices are just insane. Literally, yes, because last week I like literally for the same amount of stuff that I bought, I literally paid like maybe 30, 40 bucks. And now it's like $75 for like 3 bags of groceries. It's like completely insane.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
ridiculous.
Kelly, so we're here in Teterboro.
If it was true, you know, when you don't like somebody, I get that you don't like them, but to go through these lames, Kate asks, liberals can't be trusted anymore. They need adult supervision 24/7. La. If there are any prices going up right now, they are ripping you off. It will take months for it to affect prices, and here's a kicker: that will probably go down, not up. One more comment. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there you go. These are the same people we've all seen in our offices. They text your office from their office right next door, then walk straight into your office and ask you if you've seen their text yet. I get what you're saying. Next door. Yeah, man. Anywho, let's move on because the comments are starting to get wild. Now, this guy's not even a pro-Trumper, and he gets it.
So do you want to know the part that they're not telling you about tariffs? Here's the reality that nobody's talking about. Nobody. This lighter costs $25 in America to buy an American-made product, okay? China makes one, sells it for $20 here in America. Out of that $20, $5 goes to whoever in America sells it. $15 of it goes back to China.
Oh, wow.
You buy the $25 one in America, all $25 stays in America. So now we want to say, let's balance this out, and we're going to put a 50% tariff on Chinese goods. Now this lighter costs $30 to sell in the United States. Now you have the US made one at $25. It is cheaper. It's more expensive in the big picture, I get it. But it's now cheaper, so people are going to buy the American made one. 100% of the $25 that you spend stays in America, stays here. The demand increases for that business has to hire employees. When many businesses hire employees, that creates a supply shortage of employees, which make wages go up. Is this more expensive for the consumer in the short term? Yes, but you're getting a better product. You're getting a better product for your money, and the money is staying local. Okay, you're not funding these other countries and their businesses. That is the purpose behind all of this. Will we have a recession? Yes. Will prices go up in the short term? Yes. But the lagging effect is all of that money now stays here with us. It's not leaving the country, which gives us more money in the United States to go around for everybody. Of course, every nation in the world is going to say, we're being bad neighbors and bad business partners. Well, of course, we've made them rich. And now we as a people are suffering. We want our money back. Why is that so hard? It's not ideal, but it works and it makes sense. And I'm not a pro-Trumper at all, but I believe in it. I'm a business owner. I know how it works. Have a great day.
You ain't even got to be a Trump supporter to be able to understand what he's trying to implement. He's basically saying, look, these countries are literally getting rich off of us, and we can't tax them. That doesn't make sense. Then you got these Democrats out here, oh, he's trying to, wage war against all these other countries. No, bro, he's trying to restore due process. I don't know all the intricacies. I don't know all the ins and outs and none of that. But I do know that Nancy Pelosi, she can back tariffs, but Trump can't. Barack Obama can back tariffs, but Trump can't. Joe Biden can back tariffs, but Trump can't. Bernie Sanders can back tariffs, but Trump can't.
Jobs. This is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all. Not only do we not have market access, not only do they have prohibitive tariffs, not only are our exports not let in very specifically, but China benefits with at least 10 million jobs from U.S.-China trade. Jobs.
Oh, wow, Nancy. Wow, hold on. Let's go a little further. We got Bernie right here with this 2008. Free trade without tariffs will destroy American manufacturing. What? He said what?
Further, what they have said is that we need to not worry about manufacturing in America because what we should establish is a policy of unfettered free trade. We don't need tariffs. What we need is to allow corporate America the freedom to throw American workers out on the street, people who are making 15, 20, 25 bucks an hour, health care, pensions, throw them out on the street because somehow, Madam President, we are going to create wealth in America and good paying jobs in America as we shut down plants, we move to China, corporations there pay workers 20, 30 cents an hour, and we bring the product back into this country. And anyone who goes shopping in a mall knows how difficult it is today to find the product made in America. But that is the philosophy. And I have to say, in that regard, the champion, and he is honest on this one. Senator McCain has been criticized recently for not being the most honest candidate we have seen in terms of his ads and so forth. He has been honest on this one. He is the lead advocate of unfettered free trade. And that's an also important part of this right-wing ideology, that it is good for America that corporations can go to China and bring products back into this country.
Colin Rugg wrote under this, are you sure that's not Trump dressed up like Bernie Sanders? See, my job here is just to be the middleman, right? I'm not here to try to convince you, tell you what to believe in and that. My job is just to go, okay, this is what they saying, this is what they did, though. I mean, this is what they're doing. Saying the same, this is me telling y'all, proving to y'all, these Democrats agree with everything that Donald Trump, well, not everything, but a lot of what Donald Trump is doing, but because it's Donald Trump, they don't want to hear it. We got Obama right here.
We had a tire case.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, the volume is up. Okay, hold on.
We had a tire case in which they were flooding us with cheap domestic tires or cheap Chinese tires. And we put a stop to it. And as a consequence, saved jobs throughout America. I have to say that Governor Romney criticized me for being too tough in that tire case. Said this wouldn't be good for American workers and that it would be protectionist. But I tell you, those workers don't feel that way. They feel as if they had finally an administration who was going to take this issue seriously. We had a
And McAvoy said it, please do not share this video of Obama bragging about tariffs he put on China to help our workers. Talk about insanity, man. Insanity. So right here we have this was a breaking story last night. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick just announced that Trump got, how do you even say that number? Let me see, that's the millions, the billion, 6 trillion committed to America. The tariff work?
Commerce Howard.
The tariffs work, I'm sorry.
Commerce Howard Lutnick All right, Secretary, I mean, you've known Trump for a very long time. Have you seen this movie before?
Well, this is his movie that he's been talking about for 35 years. He said, we've been ripped off. You can go find video of him from 1988 on Oprah talking about how we're being ripped off. He finally gets to stand up for American workers, stand up for America, bring the factories back home, and get rid of this national emergency called our trade deficit, which is outrageous.
Now, we're not going to have all factories come back. Like clothing manufacturing, that's tough to bring back. But what kind of manufacturing are you talking about returning here?
Well, you can't just give that away. See, what's going to happen is robotics are going to replace the cheap labor that we've seen all across the world. I mean, think of what our factories did. They went to the cheapest labor in the whole world, slave labor, cheap labor, the worst environmental conditions, polluting the heck out of it. And then we bring back those cheap products here and we feel good about ourselves because we don't see the pain. But the pain is in our workers. The American workers have been given the raw deal. And what's going to happen now is we're going to build factories and we're going to train and we're going to have trade craft. We're going to do the greatest set of training ever. And our high school educated people, they're going to train to do robotics mechanics. It's kind of like a supercharged BMW mechanic, you know, like you just can fix those robots.
By the way, I know I'm going to let him continue, but Donald Trump is holding reciprocal tariff board right here, and what it is apparently showing how much we are paying and getting paid in terms and in relation to tariffs from each country. Savage.
You can build air conditioning as an example, but that's for a fab or for a semiconductor factory. These are great paying jobs that are Americans. We're going to have 5 million of those jobs coming, and America is going to retool. It's going to do manufacturing, and robotics can sew as well. You've never seen anything like what you're going to see, the renaissance of American manufacturing coming because Donald Trump is bringing them back. He's driving them back. $6 trillion, he said today, he's got committed to America. It's unbelievable.
You said I was going to have 5 robots. So the American workers could...
Do tariffs work? Only time will tell for some people. But idealistically, yes. I think that what Donald Trump is doing is restoring respect in America. He's restoring dignity in America. He's making sure that we are being taken seriously by these foreign countries, and we're not going to be taken advantage of anymore. Also, while putting the American worker at the forefront of all of this. That's somebody that I can truly respect, man. Please go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life, and I will catch you in the next video.